Welcome back to the podcast. For this episode, I wanted to talk to you about screen printing, a technique I really enjoy working with. I actually discovered this technique a few years ago during a residency I had the chance to participate in, which took place in Venice. There, I collaborated with a prestigious publisher called Falani Venezia, and together we created a series of monochrome prints. It was a very interesting experience, and since then, I have missed using screen printing. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about my latest research using this medium. I've planned to dedicate a good part of the summer to this work. Greeting everyone and a warm welcome to my studio. I'm Alix Morel, a painter and printmaker artist. And in this podcast, we are going to delve deep into the world of art. I'll be sharing my artistic techniques, my sources of inspiration, and occasionally those moments of uncertainty that come with the creative process. Put on your apron and let's get started. Before diving into the details of my latest research, let's take a step back to 2019. That's the year I did the residency in Venice that I mentioned earlier. This will help you better understand my deep interest in the screen printing technique and how I approach it in my artistic research. I don't know about you, but I love Venice. I had stayed there before, but living there in a professional context was a different and even more enriching experience. It was a pleasure to stroll every morning through the narrow, still deserted streets and cross the many little bridges on my way to the studio. During the first few days, I started by making sketches and watercolors to fully immerse myself in the city atmosphere. There's a unique and fascinating ambience in this city. From the Renaissance masters like Titian and Tintoretto to the contemporary innovators of the Venice Biennale, the city has been a hub for artists for centuries. And walking through Venice feels like being in an open-air museum. Whether you're exploring the hidden corners of Canaleggio, admiring the reflections in the canals, or simply soaking the atmosphere of Piazza San Marco, everything is inspiring. It's a city that invites you to slow down, to wander aimlessly, and to discover beauty in the unexpected. Venice is more like just a city. It's an experience, a feeling. In this podcast, I put my artistic practice into perspective with history. That's why I want to give you a brief overview of something which has marked the history of the city, the tradition of printers in Venice. I thought it would be interesting to touch on this historical aspect because, in a way, printmaking is part of this tradition. Let's go back to the 5th century. Venice, with its strategic location and thriving trade routes, became a central hub for commerce and culture. This was the perfect breeding ground for the burgeoning art of printing. In 1469, the first printing press was established in Venice by Johannes de Spira, a German printer. This marked the beginning of a golden era for Venetian printing. Venice quickly became the printing capital of Europe, known for its high-quality publication and innovative techniques. By the end of the 5th century, over 2,000 printing houses has been established in the city. This was a staggering number for the time and a testament to Venice's pivotal role in spreading knowledge and culture. One name that stands out in this golden age is Aldus Manutius. Aldus was not just a printer, he was a visionary. In 1494, he founded the Aldin Press, which revolutionized the printing world. Aldus introduced the use of italic type, which made books more compact and portable. This innovation was the game changer, making books more accessible to a wider audience. But Aldus didn't stop there. He also standardized the use of the semicolon and was instrumental in developing the modern system of punctuation. His editions of classical texts were so beautifully crafted that they became the standard for quality and accuracy. The Aldin Press was responsible for producing the first printed editions of many Greek and Roman classics, preserving this work for the future generations. Venice's influence wasn't limited to books. The city also played a crucial role in the world of music printing. Ottaviano Petrucci, another Venetian pioneer, published the first collection of polyphonic music in 1501. His innovative use of movable type for music notation allowed for the accurate and whispered distribution of sheet music. This was a significant leap forward, transforming how music was taught, shared, and performed across Europe. Petrucci's work made it possible for composers to reach a larger audience and for musicians to have access to a wider repertoire. The impact of this on the development of Western music cannot be understated. Composers like Josquin des Prez and Palestrina saw their works disseminated widely, influencing the musical landscape for generations to come. The Venetian printing industry wasn't just about innovation, it was also about quality. The beautiful and crafted nature of Venetian books and sheet music set a high standard that others aspired to. The city's printer was meticulous artisans dedicated to producing works that were not only informative but also aesthetically pleasing. The legacy of Venice printing traditions continue to this day. Collectors and historians alike treasure Venetian prints for their historical significance and their beauty. The city's early printers laid the groundwork for the modern publishing industry, influencing everything from book design to typography. I wanted to present a brief overview of this printing tradition in Venice because it was part of my creative process while I was there. These historical elements allowed me to give substance to my ideas and added weight to my approach due to their symbolic aspects. I don't claim to follow directly this lineage, but inspired me and added a particular flavor to my research. And if you would like to know more about this experience and more generally about the artist residencies I have participated in, I invite you to listen to episodes 6, 7, and 8. As I mentioned previously, this summer I wanted to get back into screen printing. I really like the graphic and contemporary aspects that can be achieved with this technique. Therefore, I needed to find a subject that would truly be highlighted by this method. I have just returned from a month in Madrid where I compiled a repertoire of sketches that I am eager to explore. As you may have heard in previous episodes, I work extensively on architectural impressions and the effects of light they allow. I made quite a few sketches on that theme during my stay in the Spanish capital. I studied what could be done and how to use the various drawings I had collected to work on larger formats. I modified some of the compositions and, of course, did significant work on color. I like rather clean chromatic compositions, and since I am currently working a lot with black and gold colors, I decided to keep them as a common thread in my work. I spent quite a bit of time adapting the composition of my drawings to the screen formats. To be honest, my initial project evolved as I went through the proofs I was printing. That means I adjusted certain elements to the composition during the printing phase and its achievement. I would print a layer in color, then in the following days prepare the next layer before printing it. So I didn't prepare all the screens from the start because I wanted to leave myself some freedom and adaptability during the printing phase. It was quite complicated to maintain the initial idea of the project while allowing it to evolve, the whole thing being based on color. Clearly, I couldn't afford to make any mistake. I really enjoyed this adaptive and evolving work that allows for a lot of consideration of the material and the medium. I admit that I really like working this way, which other techniques don't necessarily allow, or which I don't allow myself. By contrast, my creative process is more structured and planned regarding my copper etching series. But summer, a time of renewal, was the perfect moment for this freer creative phase. I hope you have enjoyed this podcast and that it has provided a fresh perspective on contemporary creation and the history of art. Please leave your comment below, and if you'd like to explore my work, let's connect on Instagram at Alix Morel Artist or visit my website alixmorel.com. See you soon, and in the next episode we will celebrate the first year of this podcast, and on this occasion I will reflect on what led me to create it and what I wanted to share with you.